Okay, 8 o'clock. We all ready? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First month of our new year was, we wanted to take a minute and thank you for bringing us through last year. We lost a number of employees, but we also gained a few more, and we thank you for those. And we just, on a personal level, we're probably all suffered some sort of a loss or unexpected changes this last year. And so, Lord, we just pray that you walk with us this year as we allow you to in our lives and just guide and direct each and every step of the way. We pray today for this meeting. We pray that you just guide and direct it, give our leaders the wisdom they need as well. We ask this in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor, for coming to all these meetings. Okay. Announcements and correspondence. I'm going to start with mine. I got something from the Portage County Health District, which was dated December 14th, and I got it at the beginning of this week. So, man, our mail system must be something else. Now that we were paying, what, 69 cents a stamp? I know what it is. Yeah. So this was for the Portage County Combined General Health District for stormwater and stuff. I'm going to pass this on to Dave just so he can go through it. Then I also received, I got the road mileage, and then I got this wonderful road annual bridge inspection report. It was much easier to read when I used to drink beer, but reading this sober made less sense. So, Dave, I would rather you read this.
So all you to drink beer while
It's not good for you. There you go. All right. Okay, does anybody else have any announcements? You guys did a great job at the opening the library. I really wish I could have been there.
Yeah, it was a good turnout at the library. I'm glad it's open. If you haven't seen the library, stop down and check it out.
I know one more piece of the town center puzzle.
Yes, really, I think it starts to form that town center district.
It does.
I talked with our state representative, Gail Pavliga, at the event, and we were talking about the sidewalk project, and she believes there's some state funding in 2025 for us that she
We
can go
need
after.
it now. Tell her to.
Well, she's got to put it in the budget request for 2025, but if we're looking at it, it's something that we could add into as part of that to put sidewalks and lights in.
Yeah. All I know is I got to stop reading some of that social media. That stuff is like crazy. Someone is accusing us of running sidewalks all the way down 43. Did you guys read that by chance?
I've taken a 21-day sabbatical from social media.
It's
It's been amazing, let me tell you. You see no responses from me because I've been off for 21 days.
I just deleted the page.
I don't do Facebook,
I mean, but
because whatever you put on there stays on there till eternity.
I know, but
I do not do Facebook.
If we don't-
You should know that.
if we don't answer some of those things and the rumors just go and go and go, maybe we should have Holly on there.
That's so nice of you, thank you.
That was just a suggestion.
I don't mind checking, but I needed a New Year break from that, so it's been good.
Well, you know my filter.
Yeah.
And my reply, I have to delete it a few times, trying to calm it down. You know, just, I mean, I'm gonna do another video on the jets. I cannot believe how much people do not understand these jets. And part of it, they're blaming us for running the fire levy when we should have taken all the money out of the jets. And Roy and Dave, how would you feel about that?
Affects operations.
So it's terrible. They're perpetuating rumors.
Well, the bad thing is that there's a drive-by shooting is what it is. And
It is.
there gets an incorrect message out there and it gets expanded on. And then it even gets way out here to the left. You're like, what is going on? And that first sentence wasn't even true, but
I know, we're just a little government, but you know, Christmas. It's terrible.
I have some comments under announcements and correspondence. I attended the ribbon cutting ceremony of a eighth grade, and I was just so pleased to see how professionally it is done on the inside. And the 5 different computers that people can come in and do their computer genealogy research or whatever they want to do with the computer. Talked to quite a few of the people from the Young at Heart group were there, and I bumped into them, and they were just all smiles. And I just want to say, everybody that worked on that project, I was not one of those people that was on that project, but I just
You
want
help with your votes.
to, I helped in some way. But physically, I wasn't there cleaning up all the mess. But I just want to thank Cassie, and I want to say thank you to Holly for all that unseen, behind the scenes work that working with Charles and pulling this whole thing together to make it a success.
Right, and I think we ought to include the Hill Church, that was who
Yeah,
cleaned it
Hill
out.
Church came and they came
That was a
and
big-
cleaned out,
Heavy lifting.
and they were great to work with.
We gave a special shout out to Anna Sienna Hendricks, our realtor on that deal, because if you remember that negotiation took us 6 months because we had to go back and forth with the tax piece. And
Right,
so she worked really hard to make that building come together for us.
right. Well, I visited the Chase Bank yesterday and did a small video. Very nice bank.
Yeah.
They were offering me coffee. I kept looking for the chocolate covered croissants, but they didn't have any. But definitely a different look in banking.
Yeah. I like that big thing up there, it says Brimfield.
Brimfield, yeah. Yeah, because I remember they, Hunter and Terry, I think, came to the meeting. So they were there. I feel like I'm at Lowe's. Everywhere I look, somebody comes up to help me. Or maybe I look like an old man and I think I'm lost. I don't know, but it's very good. So, any other announcements? Okay, we got meeting guests. Oh no, Diane and Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Diane.
Good morning.
How are you?
It's a little early on a Wednesday with the fog, like that driving up, all the mysteries, like fog, orange, that, but. Anyway,
Yeah, before you all get started really, really good, would you want to give John your name and so he can put it in the minutes?
got it? Got it? Okay, got it.
But we got it. Too, so.
Okay, I got it. Here.
Please.
Holly. You'll get a copy of this. Talk about, go down here. So my name is Diane, and I'm the executive director of the Central Portage County Visitor Bureau. I'm just going to leave it right here. The first thing, I'm going to do my quick 15 minutes, I practice. I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees of Brimfield for allowing the Visitor Bureau to time to submit their yearly financial audit, which Sue is on our board. We accept that and take that. We do a yearly audit every year. And also to discuss an issue that we've been having that we think we need to address and that we hope we agree upon a solution that can arise from this discussion. What is the Visitors Bureau purpose? Just I'm going to give you a little bit of snippet. Basically, to facilitate creating the heads and beds, to enhance the overall economy of the region by promoting local attractions, points of interest, festivals, road trips. In addition to the public, the Visitor Bureau also connects with group tour operators with the sole purpose of, again, creating heads and beds and promoting the region as a travel destination. Please remember heads and beds. How do we do that? Through marketing, road trips, articles, social media, attending travel trade shows and conferences. And I brought some of those samples here. Like some of you that are AAA members might have seen our most recent article that was in our AAA where we did the advertising of a take a trip on 76, and then we had our advertising. But we do a whole magazine, we've done other turnpike, et cetera, and as well as the visitor guides are all things that go out. Who sits on our board? Currently, we have 2 representatives from the lodging industry, one from Brimfield Township as a representative from a business, and one who is a residency. All of our board members are volunteers except for Sue, who is on the board as a trustee of Brimfield. How is the Visitor Bureau funded? Plain and simple, that word, bed tax. The state of Ohio lodging tax requires all operators of hotels, motels, rooming houses, and other facilities providing lodging accommodations for transient guests to charge and submit bed tax for their location. These same transactions are also subject to sales tax. Under Ohio law, municipalities and townships may collect a 6% lodging tax if a lodging tax has not already been imposed under the same law, for example, in the county. Portage County has 4 such, what I like to call independent bed tax districts, including Brimfield Township. In other words, unlike Cleveland, that is a destination Cleveland, the whole county bed tax goes to the county. In Portage County, they go off to Aurora, Streetsboro, Brimfield, Aurora, Streetsboro, Brimfield, and then part of that goes to Kent. Okay, so each community doesn't go through the county. Who else benefits from the bed tax that is collected at the hotels that we promote that had some beds? Brimfield Township. Under the lodging tax authorized in 1967, all tax collections are deposited in the general revenue fund of the municipality or township. A percentage is kept by the township, and 25% of that, of what is collected, is deposited in a separate fund to be used by the Visitors Bureau expenses. So you have to have a Visitors Bureau if you're collecting bed tax. Over the years, the Visitor Bureau has also sponsored the community center. Things over there. Brimfield Fest, as well as holiday community parties. What is the responsibility of administration? Under the Ohio Revised Code, county commissions, the township trustees, the legislative authority of municipalities, and the convention facilities authorities are responsible for collecting and maintaining records of the tax that is collected. In the township's case, the bed tax is to be collected and maintained by the fiscal office. Why are we here? The Board of Visitor Bureau felt it necessary to address at a trustees meeting the continued issues with the collection of the bed tax funds. Records from Kirsten in the fiscal office and received most recently, which I just got updated yesterday, was January 22nd. And prior showed a continued pattern of a non-receipt of bed tax funds from one particular hotel, and there was another one behind, which is just recently caught up. We just got notified yesterday. Econo Lodge has been allowed to consistently get away with not only submitting a monthly bed tax collection report, but not paying the taxes they collected from guests at the hotel. This is not money that they have to pay. This is money the guests pay when they check in. Example, January 4th fiscal records, 2017, 9 months were not paid. 2018, 4 months were not paid. 2019, 10 months were not paid. 2022, there was still 1 month, and in 2023, 3 months. He just recently paid 6 months, I believe, payments in the last 2 weeks, caught up. The same hotel, after checking records, has not paid sales tax for years and has continued judgments filed against him by the state of Ohio and the county records. Happy to pass those along too, but they are a public record. The fiscal office never even receives the required monthly report, which is in your packet. This is the Brimfield's fiscal invoice report that they require that is to be given to the fiscal office. They don't even get the report. Nor has Brimfield Township Fiscal Office ever charged said hotel that required late fee for doing both. So if you look, you'll see the invoice in your sample at the bottom, about 10%. This is free money that has been left on the table, uncollected by the fiscal office. Money that the Visitor Bureau uses to promote the area and the township places in their general fund. How do we move forward from this? The Visitor Bureau would like to see all hotels and motels receive a yearly packet with the required information to submit bed taxes, as well as a reminder of the rules and the possible consequences. We'd also like to see a monthly statement being sent to the hotels and motels showing their balance and any late fees that they have incurred for the lack of not only submitting the report and or not paying the fees they collected, showing the township is serious in collecting the funds. The Visitor Bureau would like to see a system put in place where the non-payment of bed tax is addressed immediately, not let go from prior years. The Visitor Bureau would also like to see a monthly report, just not quarterly, that who's paid. In closing, since no monthly bed tax reports were ever received from Econo Lodge for over 28 months. All we can do is estimate the loss to the township and the visitor bureau. That's your other attached sheet, you'll see at the bottom where we did an average across the board. Taking the average of past payments, our guess is $42,451.41 should have been collected plus any additional late fees. So, questions?
Who owns it?
Huh?
Who owns it?
Who owns the account? A lot of gentlemen.
Take one.
And that's been a continuing problem. I mean, it's not that we don't know about it. We
Are
don't.
you, Diane, are you done? I just,
Yeah, I'm done. If there's any questions or anything.
I'm gonna make a couple-
And to make their life easier.
I'm gonna make a couple comments in regards to that. I do agree that we've had a issue with one of our hotels. We actually had issues with two of them for the period of time, and one is actually abandoned now, sitting behind the BP. So, we do make, attempts to them. We do send a yearly packet out to them every year with all the invoices and the statements in them. We have not charged them a late fee, simply because I don't know if the late fee is legitimate or not, because I do get that report every time that they send a check in, but it's their report. I'm not allowed to audit them. I'm not allowed to check their records. I'm not allowed to do any of that. So if I charge them a late fee, I'm just assuming that our person in issue is just gonna change the numbers around and send them over to me to include the late fee. I don't know. I get multiple reports at the same time when he gets caught up. I mean, I'm not the only one he's behind with. He's behind with multiple other, municipal government agencies that are out there. I have gone to the Portage County prosecutor a couple different times. I have had letters sent to them. I have been told by one of them that the letters really don't hold any weight. They can't do anything about it, but they'll send it. Diane, I know you were gonna go to Columbus to your group and find out what their process.
I kind of discussed it too and shared with Sue and stuff. A lot of the visitor bureaus that come into this situation, one of the key things is consistency. The problem is that, yes, you cannot change their report, but you can give them a statement saying, report not received, estimated tax, here's what we're estimating you owe, here is your late fee, according to what you're paying. So that is something that
We could do that, you're right.
is consistency, number one. Number two, that the other thing that a lot of the visitor bureaus and other places have, yes, you've gone to the prosecutor, they're, depending on whatever determines what they feel is collectible or not. The state of Ohio files those judgments. Again, you have to push and say, listen, this is $42,000. In other words, numbers talk, okay? He consistently does not pay the state of Ohio for sales tax. This is, again, not his money, it's money that people, residents that stay here that collect it. One of the things is that it's all of the visitor bureaus. Tuscarawas County Visitor Bureau has a great system. They have people that don't pay. They also have some where they get a letter, more of a demand. It's not necessary that prosecution may occur. In other words, you don't have to go through it. It's kind of like when you called him up and said to him a couple weeks ago and said, supposedly, according to what
Oh, I did.
was that we may pull an audit. What happened?
I said lots of different things.
Okay.
He said 3 months at that time. I put a big thread out there of all, I mentioned that you guys were gonna be here and we're gonna put him in the newspaper. He owed 6, he sent 3. He said he had to go take a loan to get those. He did not have the money for the other 3. I don't know what I beat him up in the parking lot. I don't know what I did.
We're not saying that. What we're saying though, that the biggest key is understanding what he owes. Number one, he has got to get his reports in every month. Everybody, if they don't have the money or not, you need to submit a report. We need to know what you owe.
Do you think he's gonna do that, honestly?
Well, then we have to come up with some other solutions.
Yeah, I mean, we can tell him to do that. If we're gonna pay his money and turn his report in, he doesn't do that either.
$42,000 was left on the table that was free money.
Well, that's an estimate. You were including COVID years and all that kind of stuff, so
Well, I
that's.
took an average across, and I get that, but that's all we can do is 42,000. Okay, what, 28, 20? That's still money that would have been able to be used by the general fund of Brimfield Township. That would have been money to help us assist, because remember, we're down a hotel. Okay, so we've had to slash a lot too because of our, losing that hotel. And I know he's the small change in the big picture. It's the idea that the fiscal part of this that we need assistance with is, again, consistency. That they get those dates, that they get a paper. I know that every year you got, I don't know what you do. Do you send something out that says, okay, here are the rules because people changed it. Here are the rules, regulations.
With their packet of all their invoices for the year.
Okay, so they get the packet and stuff for the year.
Mhm.
And is there anything in there that say, they're going to start initiating a 10% late fee? Like,
There's nothing that says that. There says that there could be a 10% late fee, so.
but
it
why
could
has it never been initiated? When you guys have that opportunity, they know about it.
Honestly, do you think that he's gonna pay the 10% late fee?
It sounds like he does, he does.
He's not. So
We have other hotels that will let you do also. And the problem is they all talk.
Well, Diane, I mean, we can argue about this. I mean, we're all on the same page. I did contact Mark Cadetti. He's our, one of our legal reps, and he's given us some thoughts of what we can do. I mean, unfortunately, the state of Ohio does not give us much teeth. And you know that as well as we do. So, I mean, man, so many times he's gone over there. I mean, the guy has more excuses. I mean, it should be in the newspaper. I mean,
No, and I
but
agree.
just with Mark Cadetti he's had this problem with some of the municipalities he's done, and he has some thoughts. Back when we were doing all this, I mean, John is to the edge with how much stuff he can do. Unfortunately, for Holly, she's a bulldog. And I mean, I think once we can put this stuff together, I think we can get more teeth. And Holly is so experienced with some of this stuff. I think she could be a big piece of this puzzle. Because, I mean, this has just been an ongoing problem. I mean, back when Chick and I were on, I mean, it's just, I hate to say it, these people they're taking your money and our money and using it to maintain their hotel or to their family or whatever. It's not right. I mean, how the state of Ohio.
We just want to start setting some
Oh, it's just crazy how we can't even.
regulations, in other words.
Oh, I agree,
They always get a
100%.
statement, they always get this, so that they know that Brimfield is, and the visitor bureau, doing business now. Like,
Give us 3 months.
those
Let us see what we can.
Those
do.
regulations will be fine for all the other hotels in town. I mean, I don't know if you've ever gone after anybody that's a bad creditor or they'll make up every excuse in the book and avoid you as much as they can. We've had problems with that hotel.
No, I
15
know, we
years.
discussed it.
Oh, is
We
that-
wanted to make sure
Do we have a lot of
that it
problems
was
at
in a
that
public
hotel?
forum.
Do we have a lot of criminal problems at that hotel?
No, I wouldn't say any more than the other right now. I'd have to look at some of the data on that. I mean,
Diane, on this report that you submitted to us, these numbers that you gave us, they're just Econo Lodge numbers?
These are just Econo Lodge numbers. And at the top, you'll see these are what was paid for those years. And then down below, I kind of did January through December and then took the average across and then ran it under that year that they didn't pay to kind of come up with kind of the average across. Just very simple, like I said, are these accurate numbers? No, all we can do is estimate.
John, is there a statute of limitations on how far back we can collect?
You're just getting paid.
Do we have a fiscal policy and procedure developed that says this is how fiscal will handle the bed tax collection from all entities within the township, so that we have like a consistent process?
Nick, I just don't want to cut you off, but Mark put something together for us. Let me get that decision he made, pass it out to all the trustees.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't even know Mark was looking at it.
Yeah, I got tired of hearing about this, so, I mean, it's not right. They're basically robbing the township.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we should do that.
So let me get that opinion for all of you.
Okay, thank
And I
you.
didn't want to dump it on Holly so quick, but now she's very up to speed.
Well,
And you might have some different thoughts once you read Mark's opinion. Because there are some things they've been successful with. There's no way I can put anything more on John.
And John,
That's I hear you. Answer your question, yes, there's not a procedure, but there's a policy that we send out to them every year with the rules and regulations of what we expect. That goes out every year with all their invoices. We do not have an internal procedure at the township on what we do if they haven't paid. We don't have that.
okay. And then the other question, John, is because this is the first that I've seen that we didn't have the 17, the 18, the 19 payments.
Well, I don't agree with that report, but.
Okay, well, so my question would be then, can you can you get a report for us that shows what's paid each year by
Person
the?
that has it sitting at the office, we keep it every month.
Okay, because I'd like to see, who's paid, who hasn't paid, if we could, and I don't know how far back she controls those documents too, but I'd like to see that 17-4 to compare to these numbers.
Yeah, she's got. Kirsten, can you send that over to
And Diane,
She sent us
trustees?
a confirmation on January 5th. All information we provided on the account lodge is correct. So I wanted to double check.
That we're missing the whole calendar year of 19. I don't believe we're doing that. We collected it over the years. It might not be showing in 19, but it's been collected in other.
okay, since we're not
I'm not
having
gonna-
service,
No,
what I
I'm
want
just
to do is get you the opinion too, so you can understand what we can do and what we can't do, because we all.
I have some things too from other visitors bureaus I'm willing to work with Holly on how they go about it.
Well, work with me on this.
Yeah, so let's work together on this.
You asked for 3 months for the information that we're gonna get.
Well, no, just to give Holly a chance to get into it.
Mike, we'll work it out, Holly. We'll discuss.
So I just want to make sure, Don, too, for my records, the report that I have, that I received personally for that, you're saying 2019 and those might not.
I haven't seen your report like this before until right now, so I know that we're not behind where we didn't collect anything. Because we've been beating them down for years past to get all that. I mean, I don't know about correct me.
Because these are the ones she always kept giving me, years after years. In fact, here's, I have them. Would you like to see them?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
We move on.
Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Cindy,
Cindy, you were so quiet.
Cindy. No, I'm Cindy, I'm been president for a long time. Just want to say, the BCB is just a phenomenal thing. I mean, our job is to get heads in beds. If we get the people into the township to stay in our hotels, we get money, we get money. And I think we just want to make sure that we're getting the money also, because with Comfort Inn being closed now, we have a very small budget. So we just want to make sure we're getting all of our money, because the more money we get, the more money we advertise, the more people that come into Brimfield, and it's all just a circle, and we all just benefit from it.
Well, the most important thing, I mean to cut you off, but we get money out of that too, and that's in my budget for the
Correct.
township, which
Correct.
we have to
And
cut
so we're
services on as well,
struggling,
so.
we're struggling in general because we've lost a big chunk of money. And so for us, the only thing we want to be able to make sure that we continue to get more people into the area, that's all. You know, we all want to work together, we all want to get the money, and we want the money that the customers and consumers are paying these people, that's all we want. And we want to be able to advertise.
We gotta figure out how we get the cash customers that pay there too, and we don't get any of it.
And this is the
Because
great.
we know that.
Well, yeah,
But
It's
we're
great.
doing them all.
we're in the development of our
Well, make-
visitor guide this year.
And make sure you include Brimfield Parks,
Well, that was developed,
because we
and
are,
that was 2 years ago, that one,
Yeah.
and then we'll include, but
yeah,
remember,
I mean, we got some great parks. I mean, and your money does come from Brimfield, so I mean, as much as I like Kent Parks and everything, other parks, I want.
correct, but
I'm
we
selfish.
did that 2 years
That's 2
ago.
years ago.
Because
So
we
we're in the development of.
meet with Cassie, I mean, we got McGuire's Park, which is gonna have kayaking and hiking, I mean, Cranberry Creek has a huge, hiking.
Those developments, again, we have those included in the new guide that we're
Right,
sketching.
and then Messner's Acres is gonna be a bird viewing sanctuary. So and there's a lot of work being done over there. Yeah, I wanna be selfish for Brimfield.
No,
We
okay,
wanted that 2 years ago, so that's what we didn't have.
we didn't have that.
I thought maybe this was you on the front.
No, my son's in there, my grandson's in there. No, we would love to put it in there, it just wasn't there. That's a 2-year-old piece, we haven't done anything.
And the new Brimfield Town Center, oh, it's gonna be big.
Believe me, we're all about promoting them.
Amen. Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Okay?
Get us another hotel. I don't know what they're gonna do with that Comfort Inn. So, okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we got the meeting minutes. Now we're going to go with, okay. Okay, well, I'm going to, let's see, okay. I'm gonna make a motion that I have read and approved the January 2nd organizational meeting. I need a second.
Second.
Okay, John, roll call.
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Okay, I need someone to make a motion for January 8th.
Make a motion to approve the January 8th meeting minutes.
Second,
All those in favor, Mike,
Abstain.
Nick?
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
Nick,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the January 16th special meeting.
Do we want to do the 10th first so they're in numerical order?
No,
We just wrote them.
I don't care.
I didn't know if that was.
I already got it written.
John's pretty good about this stuff.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's just stick with what I got. January 16th. I need a second. So you'll have to second it.
Second,
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
Abstain.
motion
Okay, I
passed.
need someone to make a motion for the January 10th.
So moved.
I'll second for discussion. On the January 10th one, Sue, I put a note in there, and I think John corrected it now. But I just wanted in the minutes that we didn't have the roll call vote for the contract, for the roll for the contract. So we had to physically amend the roll.
All those in favor, Sue,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
motion passed.
I'm abstaining.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Now for the agenda. Do we have any additions? I think you guys said you put the one on and I wanted to put on. So
Well, we had the 16th out there.
We did the 16th. That was the one.
We did that before the, my bad.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry. I'm a little frustrated right now, sorry.
Not you.
Oh, yeah.
I know you need a bigger baseball bat. Okay. Okay, so does anybody have any changes? We all good? Everyone down there?
Are we gonna do an executive session?
You talking about the agenda, Mike?
Yeah.
We need to add, instead of under the fiscal office, that needs to be an executive session first.
Okay, so
So we need a motion first and then a sub-motion to change it. So I'll make a motion to accept the agenda
I'll second it for discussion.
and then we can make
Yeah,
changes.
I'm gonna
So,
go ahead and add an executive session
Under fiscal office.
under fiscal office.
so this should just read executive session.
Yeah.
I also got one question on the agenda, sorry. Craig,
Yes.
fire services, was that just a typo, 2023, 2022? Should that be?
Yes.
24, 2023. So the top number is 2024.
Change that.
Okay. And 2023. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's, yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so 24, 23. Thank you.
Yeah, that goes out.
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, I am going to make a motion that I reviewed and signed the purchase orders. Any second?
Second,
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
Nick,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, I'm also going to make a motion that we approve, sign, and I've signed the warrants. Second.
I will second.
Any questions?
Just one question. I was looking at that one bill, Dave, it was for service for pumping out pipes along, what is that?
Water jetting, I saw the question in there. Do you have a water jetting?
Yeah,
Amen.
I had Allen Drain come in and we jetted out, a couple underground culvert pipes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wondered.
They call it water, normally it's a solid drain. They jetted a couple pipes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I just wanted to check on that.
And I did talk to Kirsten when I was there. There was 2 weird checks in there, but I guess it's because of the stipend for the Medicare, so we had to write a check to ourselves.
Correct. Yeah,
Because we couldn't do, I thought that was weird, so I just wanted to make sure the board was aware that
Yeah,
that's
sounds
just
I saw that.
flexible spending accounts.
Yep.
You have to pay into a certain account.
We're funding the account, so that's, we do have a second account out there now. We have the regular trustee, or the regular township account, and then we have the flexible spending account.
So that's why we wrote the check to ourselves.
Okay.
Because
It funded the other accounts.
Rick, just a crazy question. I mean, with all the money we have in these accounts, are they like reinvesting it for us so we can make money off of it?
There's no sweep accounts.
They won't let you do that?
Haven't had those for years. They didn't get rid of our administrative costs and fees.
No, just can't.
That probably ended,
Is it worth looking into? I mean, guys, CDs are paying 5%.
Yes, there's only certain ways we can do it though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna ask about the sweep accounts.
It might be something to look into.
Okay.
You know, 5% is 5%.
Well, if you could find some way to invest some of the money, just to use it interest.
Yeah, just a thought.
Yep.
So,
On the warrants, all those in favor, Mike,
yes,
Sue,
Yes,
Nick,
Yes.
motion passed.
thank you. Okay, now's the time for public comments and questions. Remember, we got a 3-minute limitation. So, Bill?
Just FYI, Chase Bank representatives were at the Brimfield covered yesterday helping motor trucks.
Right.
Put in some shelves, which is really nice of them, like their community involved. That's all I got.
Have you gone up and checked out the bank, or?
I have not.
It's definitely a new bank. New style of banking, that's for sure.
I will say too that, just to piggyback off of that, Chase Bank, they were at the library open too. Their district manager came down.
It's good. Yep. We had a lot more people coming in this town. Hi.
Hi,
Name?
Kevin Sally, 4445 Edson Road, right up the street.
Did your mom live over there on Grace?
So that was my dad and stepmother, and they're gone. She's in assisted living, and he's dead.
He was a dentist or a doctor or something?
Doctor,
Yeah, I'm not sure. That wasn't the mom, whoever she was.
I'm sorry.
She was passionate.
Yeah, yeah. Very kind, very kind. Okay, so I was here last on the 10th. So same issue, right up the street. We're back camping again. They illegally hooked up the electric. 4459 is what we're talking about.
4459 what?
Edson.
Hudson?
Here again, I don't understand. We're talking about all this bed tax and stuff. They've been living there since May, and they're not taxpayers. I am. And I checked into it. They did not have a permit to reattach their electric after the fire, and that's what we're doing over there.
Where did they get their electricity from?
They put the meter socket back in after it was pulled out by the fire department. And I checked,
Is
and
that something fire can look into?
No, I'll address that. Go ahead, though.
he's been looking into it. But I just want to make you folks aware of everything. I live right next door, and it's like it's real bad living next to that mess. And it's it's a fellow that he's lived around here forever, and he doesn't care about laws and regulations. He does whatever he
Can I pull in your driveway?
Huh?
Can I pull in your driveway?
Sure.
What's your address?
4445.
Okay, do that after the meeting.
Yeah.
And how long have they been there?
So the campers have been there since May. So now they got a electric again, so they hook back up and they're back there living again. They live in the backyard in a blue and white, there's a yellow and white camper that they live in. The blue and white motorhome next to my garage, nobody lives in there yet.
Okay. Mike, is there anything, because I have to talk to you about another similar thing that I got put on my plate.
Yeah, so I heard about this.
Well, this is the second one
last.
I want you to
Yeah,
check into.
well, this I heard about last meeting, and so I gave it to Brett, and we discussed it. Sue was with me at the meeting, and he advised us to wait 6 months on this property as the fire was there. And they want, if there's fire investigations we're not aware of, Brett does not want any search warrants on the property until all the investigation is done and completed. Once that's done, he said the trustees at your level can vote to send it to Brett, and then he could get search warrants for health department, building department, and everybody to go in. But he says after the fire, at least allow 6 months. Otherwise, the judge is just going to throw it out.
Are these the people that had the fire that are living there?
So somebody's living in the basement now with the house burned out. And I got a hold of your department way back when. in
We have
June.
we have letters out for the extra campers. And
And the year before, there was a guy that lived back there all summer in a tent. And this is a hub for all sorts of in and out traffic and and I do have a video. So
I'm gonna
if
stop
anybody would
by.
like to borrow that, you're
I'd like to
welcome
stop
to.
by after the meeting
That'd be great.
and just see. It's easier if I can look at it. The camping, do we allow camping in the backyard? Mike?
no, we had sent out letters back on 7/1/23, and on 7/17, we sent out letters, and then we went back on 9/6/23, and the property had no campers actually on 9/6/23, so that closed out that case.
Yes,
And
they
then we
did.
just-
They've been there
We took,
steady.
so Jenny and I visited the site on 9/6/23, and there was no campers on the site at that.
Did you
at
go
that
to the
point.
back?
We didn't go into there. We looked from the street. We don't go onto the
So
street.
how would you know if they were there?
You could see them. I mean, we have pictures before, and then we went out there with our pictures and looked at
That
the
camper
barn. and
hasn't
it's gone.
moved since it got there in May.
We do need to wrap it up with the 3-minute limit.
Craig, can Craig respond?
Go ahead, Craig.
Mr. Sally, so you know that I passed it along to my assistant chief who responded to you.
Yes.
We went to the county to get a response. They have not issued us a official response, but the generic one is fire department wise. Once we leave that property, really the legality lies in the meter being put back on, which Ohio Edison is aware of, and they have to follow up. But follow up with me again, and I'll see if I get a response from Joe Bodnar from the county. But I would suggest you call him directly too.
I already talked to him.
Okay.
I've been talking to everybody.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know-
Joe's the one that's gonna give you the best opinion.
The bottom line is, to me, is your guys already risked their lives once going up there.
Right.
And now it's a good idea that it'll probably happen again. And risking lives for silliness that's ridiculous.
And I can completely 100% agree with you, but legality of what I can do as a fire department is very limited.
This
Once
sounds
we're off
good.
the property.
This sounds just like the bed tax thing. Nobody can do anything about it.
Well, the bad thing, and I don't want to throw the Portage County prosecutor under the, bus, but Jimmy Christmas, I mean, we have so many things being held up there. Mike knows it, it's just nonstop. Sometimes I always think that we should move the township towards home rule, we can create our own law department and stuff, and because the county takes care of all the townships and everything, and it's just, sometimes we're like at the bottom of the pile.
Yes.
And as much as I'd love to run in there with a backhoe and clean things, I can't. I
Well,
just can't, you know what I mean?
Just for clarification, when you pull meters on a fire, do you then notify Ohio Edison? Is that how that works?
Yes, on that particular fire, we did not pull the meter. Another township did, and I wasn't aware of it until afterwards.
Okay, but our standard practice is to notify.
Yes, it is.
But if it's
And in that
pulled,
case,
if it's pulled and they put it back on, is that right?
No, it has to go through Ohio Edison, but that's a resident doing that. We didn't do that.
so we don't have the jurisdiction over the electric meter. All we can
Yeah.
do is pull it, notify Ohio Edison, and then it's on Ohio Edison to hold them accountable.
So we can't pull it then, right?
Well, we had pulled it during another fire, another township pulled it.
I
during
can't
the
go
fire.
back on their property and pull it off, if that's what you're asking.
And we don't know, do they have insurance or not? We don't know if they have homeowners insurance. and
I
what the
do not know
insurance-
that.
They do. They have a mortgage, so they have to have home.
That's
Okay,
even
well, we're gonna-
all the more reasons. The assistant prosecutor I'm talking to is Brett Benz, in case you want to contact him.
Yeah, contact them,
But he's,
anything
fully
will help.
aware, if there's
They'll
insurance,
push.
They're gonna
that
do an
takes time, and
investigation.
they do an
Yeah, I-
investigation, and we don't want to be involved in that whatsoever. So he said at least a 6-month.
Yeah, Mike's been very successful. If you've noticed these homes disappearing around the township, but that's a year plus project.
It is.
So we have such limited power, it's not like a city. So, well, I'll stop by afterwards.
I'd appreciate
I
it.
just want to see, you're gonna be around or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Sure.
I mean, just keep following up with Mike and Craig, and I mean, we'll keep pushing the best we can.
My name is Justin Oblisk. I'm 4469. I'm on the other side, and he's already brought the issue.
Justin, I didn't hear your last
My
name.
name is Justin Oblisk.
Oblis.
I live at 4469.
Okay.
He's brought the issue at hand, and I just want to see if he's going to do something about it, is what I'm down here to see.
You don't have any idea who's living in it, do you?
My house faces the opposite, so he has to deal with more of it. So I'm facing the park, the beautiful park.
So,
But it's getting old.
so the camper lives out back, and then there's another guy that he's like, it's kind of like a whole Charlie Manson thing. He's like his little disciple, and he's been living in the basement in that burned out house, so,
We gotta have some keys somewhere. I mean, the health department, have they been contacted?
Can't go in without
Yeah.
search warrants.
I was there Thursday too, health department. I went over there Thursday to the county seat, was rattling
They
cages.
can't do anything?
Brett doesn't want to even go to the judge until the investigation's done. He said the judge is going to tell you that it's a fire, it's too soon. Give them time to get it fixed.
But do we give them 6 months from the date of the fire, or do we do 6 months from?
We spoke to him last week, and he said 6 months from the time we just met with Brett. So we'll readdress it in 6 months.
Okay,
What was going to happen is it's not a zoning issue whatsoever or fire. It's going to come to the trustees. Trustees is going to say, hey, we get complaints from residents. We'd like search warrants on this property because there was a fire there and nothing's being done. And then that goes to the judge. And then that triggers building department, health department.
okay. We'll put it on your calendar.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it. We have it logged in.
Sorry, I wish we could move faster, but we are limited. But thanks for bringing it to
I
me.
get it, but I gotta do something.
Oh, I'm glad you're doing something. If you weren't doing something, nothing would get done.
Right.
So, thank you.
Okay,
I mean, you can get in touch with me whenever, just call me.
I know where you're at.
Not very much anymore.
So, that's
Okay,
good.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Safety concerns. Do we have any more comments? I don't- okay, anybody else? Safety concerns? Okay, well, let's get into the start of the meeting. Okay, Roy?
Thanks, Mike. I just have a couple items for the board this morning. First item is an informational item I wanted to bring to the board's attention. I was contacted by Ryan Shackelford, the Director of Portage County EMA. And Ryan's reached out to us because each year now EMA is trying to do a full-scale active shooter live exercise in different communities throughout the county. Last year, they did one in Streetsboro, and this year for 2024, he reached out and inquired if we would want to do an exercise here in Brimfield Township for this year. So Craig and I just chatted very informally on the phone about this, kind of thinking this would probably be a good idea for us to get on board and have this exercise done this year in 2024. So going forward, there'll be a series of meetings that we'll have that Ryan will coordinate through EMA, but it'll involve myself and the fire department, obviously, any mutual aid partners we might potentially have in one of these incidents. UH Portage would be involved in it, and as well as the facility of choice that we would end up wanting to do the exercise at. So there'll be a series of meetings, which are going to start with a concept and objectives meeting, and then through the year, we'll get to a point where we'll finally do a tabletop exercise, a live exercise, and an after-action review. No timelines have been set for this right now. I would assume that the actual exercise wouldn't be till later in the year because there'd be planning stages and processes to put in place prior to the exercise. But wanted to make the board aware that this is going to be on our radar for something we want to try to get done this year in 24. So that's more of an FYI than anything else right now. Any questions about that?
When they do it, is it a multi-agency? So we're going to include like Kent State, Kent's, do the entire county, or do we just try to?
Wouldn't be the entire county,
Okay.
because I saw what they did with Streetsboro. I think they brought it, obviously, Streetsboro Police and Fire, UH Portage. I think they did involve who would be mutual aid partners. So if we had Kent, the sheriff's office, police, fire, they would be.
So just
there
on
was some
mutual aid
involvement.
will
Yeah,
be part of the drill.
yeah.
Ours would probably be more on the table, of, coordinating who would respond for estimated victims that we would have. But on the actual hands-on part, it would be probably us working directly with the police department.
Okay.
So hands-on portion, but yeah, the planning stages include certainly departments if needed and layered out.
Right. Okay.
So I'll give you some periodic updates through the years. We kind of work through that process, but I want to make you guys aware as a board that that's something that's on our radar. A couple of items for need board approval. Need board approval to purchase 2 Ford Police Interceptor patrol vehicles for calendar year 2024 from Park Ford in an amount not to exceed $89,940.
So I'd like to make that motion to purchase 2 Ford Police Interceptor patrol vehicles for 2024, not to exceed $89,940.
Okay, I'll second that.
So discussion on that. So this will be, in addition to the ones we just got, this is prepping for getting on the queue.
Yeah, we're kind of getting back into what I would call normal logistical time periods, because last year was crazy as far as orders and logistics and getting cars, because we didn't get them till the close of the year. This year looks like it's more of a normal protocol. This would generally be the time of year we would normally put orders in for cars, so this kind of puts us back on a more regular schedule.
Do they have an estimated time of delivery on these ones?
End of April, I think.
Okay, so it's faster.
Yeah.
Well, Roy, I thought this was 25s, but we didn't think we were gonna get it because of the delay. We didn't think we were gonna get any of them. And then we got the first 2, and then they told us we could get the next 2. So is this 25s order that we're getting right now?
This is 24's order for calendar year, for this calendar year.
So we just got 23's order.
Or was that
in
20? Was that 22s? Did we skipped a year somewhere?
No, we didn't skip. We just had an order that happened at the very beginning of the year, and we actually didn't take delivery till the very end of the year because of the logistical piece.
Okay.
So then remember, we sat all year last year waiting for them, and they came
We
in
did.
finally at the last.
Well, we didn't think we were gonna get any, and then we.
Well, yeah, there for a while, it
and then
was,
we got
yeah, it was
4.
touch and go for a while. We really were in an unsure situation, and then the door opened
Well,
up.
we had budgeted for that, I guess.
Yes.
This just gets us finally back into cycle as long as Ford can continue to deliver.
It does, yeah.
Are we keeping any of the cruisers, or are we selling 2 of them off? as
We
part
are
of this?
keeping one of them in the fleet.
Okay, so we're gonna keep a spare.
Yes.
All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
And aligned with that, the comment you just made, Nick, keeping the one in the fleet, also asking board approval to purchase 1 GTAC in-car cruiser video camera system from Midwest Public Safety in the amount of $53,9093.
I'll make a motion to purchase the GTAC in-car cruiser video camera system in the amount of $5,390.93.
Second? I'll second.
We need additional funding too for the cage and all the additional stuff?
To
or-
be determined.
Okay.
Chris, Captain Ackers is working through some of that, but nothing right now.
Okay, this will at least get the camera system in.
All those in favor, Mike? Yes. Sue?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
And that's all I have for this morning.
Thank you. I don't want to start, but I always start. I'm not, I just, somewhere as a board, I mean, we need to start thinking. I know we have, I mean, I went down to the police station and I hung around a little bit. I mean, between Dave Rufner needing a new road garage and them needing space, I mean, the last thing I want to do is ask the voters for any more money, but dang. I mean, I never thought we'd run out of space in the police department, but we have.
Well, the house right next door to the police department, there were some rumors or rumbling about those people want to sell.
Yeah, I mean, Roy has an $80,000 a year, $83,000 a year.
But 80, we just pay that payment every year out of
For
our levy
years,
funds.
I mean,
Yeah, there's no separate fund for that. We just pay it out of our
I
existing
just
revenue.
really hope some way in the next few years we can figure out, even if we could just add on to the back.
Well, I was talking with Craig last week as I started to dig into the fire thing and seeing some big expenses coming down the road from them too. I really think we need to get another one of those, get back to those organizational meetings we did where we started to say, we're here today, here's the 10-year, Roy's gonna need a building here, Craig's got a fire engine that's gonna be replaced, that's $1 million project. Right, like we need to place those on there and then say, okay, John, this is what we need. What can we do and shift financially? What do we need to maybe cut back on or move around so that we can make these? Because, I mean, a building's gonna take us a couple years to schedule. The fire engine, you said, what, that's a year and a half build, year build?
Oh, the engine's gonna be 2 to 3.
So we need 2 to 3 years out. We need to be planning for.
Hey, I'm fine with us doing a work session.
Yeah, I think we just need to like get
Because
back to
there's really
that point.
no point, nowhere we can talk about this. I mean, I talked to Roy, I talked to Chris, but gosh.
I think it's what, we need that work session where we can lay out that calendar again, that 10-year calendar. And Joe, you're probably gonna have IT stuff. Cassie, you have parks plans, right? Like we need to plug those in where we want them to happen so we can financially plan for it and see how we can adjust.
I mean, as we keep getting more employees, I mean, I don't know, how many people are in Chris's office now? 4?
Well, I have 4 in the one office now with the additional position, so we've creatively relocated some office furniture. It's tight quarters in there, but they are in one single
I
office.
just look at that evidence room, gosh, I mean, that used to be the old police station. I mean, if we could move all that evidence somewhere and turn that into an office, I told Chris, and
Yeah, just to clarify, when you say the word building, there's not a need for a new building. What there is going to be need for at some point is an addition to the back piece of some additional space. Yeah,
I mean,
It's gonna take a year or 2 to make
Oh,
that
yeah,
happen.
for
So
sure.
that's why I think we as a board need to see where those need to trigger at, so we can get back to saying, all right, you know, this is what it's gonna cost us, what we have left over is where we can do these extra projects that we wanna do.
well, we really ought to set something up. Because I just wanted to bring it to all of your attention. I'm sure you're well aware of it.
Yeah, well, that's because I started talking to Craig about 2 weeks ago, because he had mentioned in his report that the fire engine was coming due. So where we're gonna come up with the money to do some of these, you know, it's $1 million project.
Right, and I
We need to
mean,
start figuring.
they're all getting what, road, police, fire, they're getting what, $600,000 from the wind jet. But, I mean, that money's already spent.
Well, and that goes back, I mean, you have to understand too, that payroll's going up, right? Because we gotta stay competitive, cost of living's going up, and 600,000 goes pretty fast.
But we really need the Kent jet to kick in. I mean, nothing against the Kent jet.
We need that 43 to pop, is what it needs.
Yeah. And that's a constant annoying problem with the water. Nobody wants to jump on it.
Yeah, we're in a 2-year study right now, just to
I'm
bring
so
the
sick of
water and
studies.
see how the water's gonna loop. The meeting, we're pushing water with a developer, and there has not been a plan ever
Well,
on
they
how to
got the
loop the water.
Suez Canal.
So we just started it, so Kent and, Tia with the county are actually putting a plan together, but it's gonna take like 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So in the meantime, there's a developer coming in, but they're gonna master meter, coming from Kent, and then, but
I know, I
that's
just
kinda
wish, I mean, I don't know, Chris is all worried about the 5-year plan with carryover and stuff. So I mean, this is definitely a discussion for another time.
Yeah, but I think if we can get back to those quarterly where we just make sure we're all on track
Or
with
even
that.
twice
Twice
a
a
year,
year,
anything's
whatever it is.
better than what we're doing now.
Right.
Well, let me know, I mean, I'd gladly come to one. You know, I think it's, at least we can all talk.
Right. And just kind of have that master. And that's what we originally did. Remember, when we did the 50-year plan, we had those objectives in the back, and we just need to get back to it.
Well, I'll definitely be done in 50 years, so.
Right. But unfortunately, we got to think that far forward because a lot happens.
Okay, well, I like the idea. I just want to make sure everyone knows where we're at.
Okay.
And Dave's Dave, he needs more space. One of these days. I don't know, we're just getting all these new employees. Okay, so enough of me. Okay, so we're done with the police?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fire?
Okay, my update is very simple, and you'll understand why. The fire station, the final inspection has been passed, which gives us a temporary occupancy. It is called temporary occupancy because the whole building has to be completed before they actually say final. What temporary occupancy means is that we can start moving, and that's what we've started doing. So
When do you think they'll be sleeping there?
I'm hoping next week. That is contingent on a small list of critical path items that they have to finish. So those critical path items are, there's no lighting in the dorms, so they can turn it on at night to see. So there's some couple things that they have to finish before I will move completely. But we have started moving some office furniture and stuff like that. So
Okay, hey, I got a phone
it's
call.
happening.
Got a phone call from a person we all know. Thinks the fire department looks like a whorehouse. Something about the red lights. Can you turn them to a different color?
Sure.
And I took a picture. Some of the lights are out.
No, they're tucked up on it. We've talked about it in the meetings. It's just how they they're all in it. It's just how they place them. I don't know, are they working on the readjustment of them? So
Well, if you go to a different angle, you can see it.
yeah, they're just kind of. It was weird how they clicked.
Well, I assured him it's not a whorehouse.
Then it was red for the fire station, so people knew that it's the fire station.
Yeah, I'm just,
Somebody's gonna.
I don't make these stories up.
The good news is Rycon is pushing hard for Monday, the 29th to start phase 2. So, which means they can't do that until we get out of there into the other side. The question is, can they get the critical path? And Ron And Craig went through the list and read the line item and said, these are the things that we absolutely cannot work without. You have to fix these for you to start phase two.
Okay, and then I also received a phone call, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock from a guy named Frank that told me we need to have, remember where that catch basin was sticking up on your driveway? Yeah, Holly, I think he talked to you too. He says we need to have that thing, put a camera in there and have it jetted out. Because he said it's probably full of silt.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you, and Holly knows all about it. I think you're on the phone with him. So just so y'all know.
I got a couple questions here, and I'm concerned about the 29th date. We haven't finished the wall outside. We haven't done any of the downspouts that are on the outside of the building. What's
So
the
again,
deal with that? I don't want them getting all
we
tagged.
have a list of about 5 things that are critical to us moving in. Then there's a list of 50.
Well, I just don't want them
Beyond.
starting on the other building before they finish all the other stuff over there. It's never gonna get done.
So
I agree.
what we did is it's divided into 2 of we can't move in without this, and then the rest of the stuff can be done. But we don't want to delay moving in as any
No, I get
further.
that. It's the
But
fact that
we
they
do
said
have
they're
them on
gonna
the
start on the
list, yeah.
29th on the other building. I'm like, you're not done on
Right.
the other side.
And I think part of it, some of that is landscape stuff and dirt has to be moved, so I think they can't do portions now, but instead of just having them sit and not work, the idea is to get the fire department moved over so they can start working on the other side, so we can try to meet this, whatever deadline we're gonna finally agree to
I get
in
it.
those
I mean,
negotiations.
are
John, I agree with you.
the downspouts still fixed or on the outside of the building yet?
They fixed enough wall.
I mean, in your flooding issue, if we get a big rain, your office is gonna flood because
I should
there's no.
be okay on
It's
that.
all been taken care
Should
of.
be okay on that.
Okay, I just get concerned they're gonna move off of that, and go to the other side, and we're gonna
Oh, I
find out
understand.
a year from now.
I have the same
they're gonna finish
concerns.
The same things. that
So
happened.
we'll continue to have, we have weekly meetings, and we'll continue to have weekly meetings even as we start on phase B. And that will continue to be a running list that we'll go through every week to ensure. And we also, again, it's something that QCI continues to beat down on too, is just getting dates and timelines. So
I just didn't want them to forget.
Absolutely,
No,
yeah.
we have the list there. The goal though is to get these guys out of the basement, right? We need to get them into the better.
Well, I get that. I just didn't want them to start down the other side before they finished everything else.
And we don't want it to look like we're holding up the project, right? As we negotiate this final contract piece. So.
John, the answer is yes, they are going to, and there's a list that they have to keep.
Okay, I just,
Is the kitchen functional now or?
It is functional.
And they flushed all the water lines. That was a concern we had.
Yeah, so real quick, just the critical path items are everything I need to live. I need my kitchen done, I need my bedrooms done, I need the garage doors to open, I need all the phones to work so we can get calls, and we're there.
So are you gonna be moving the fire trucks over into the new base?
Yep, I'm-
is that concrete filled in at the end of the drive?
It is, that was correct.
When did that get?
Oh, that got filled
I
in.
thought there was still a rut at the end.
Now that's 3 months ago, they fixed that. There's still a do not drive on that
Oh,
sign up, but it's
okay.
good.
So when they start sleeping in there, then the trucks will be moved over.
Yes,
Okay.
so that's another item that,
One thing I was wondering, did they ever get the speakers for the bell?
No.
Are they gonna do that or?
it's on the list. But again, when I sit down and say critical path, that's
It's hard for us to justify we're not doing the transition over the speakers, but. So we came to an agreement of a red line list.
there's a 40, 50 item list beyond they owe me still.
But the good news is we now have a centralized list. It isn't our list, their list, QCI's list.
Well, I did
It's a centralized list.
talk to the one guy from QCI. I told him he had to get rid of those stones that were out leaned up against the building. He actually got rid of them. Yeah.
The nice thing about QCI, he documents when they come and when they leave, if they're working, if they're not, so it has
Has
been.
that been a good investment?
Bob's there every day, Bob's there beyond everybody leaving, he's there.
I think the only
So
concern
he's-
that I had with the QCI when we talked about it is on the days when nobody shows up to work, Bob hanging out there the entire day. I get a half a day trying to make some phone calls to get some work going, but I hate for us paying for 8 hours and just standing there with no work happening. So I think we just have to monitor that, especially on phase 2 when we have those downtimes.
Yeah, and what they do when they send us their invoice, they're documenting anything that was done on every day that they're billing us for. So I can share those with you, but it does show the work that he's doing.
Yeah, and I think he's doing work, but
Yeah.
we might not need a person on site. No construction workers show up for 3 days. He comes in for 2 hours each morning, he can't rally the troops. I hate to see a special.
So.
Well, I know when I sneak into the fire building and sneak up on the guy, gotta make more noise. I think I scared the genius out of him.
Who, Bob?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
we get,
I gave him his own office, so he works out of there.
did we get the, thermostat for the host tower yet?
It's there, it has to be installed. Again,
Because that's another one where we can't.
they're right there, I'm moving now, I mean, after this, we're gonna move all that, so.
Well, you're getting a company that's coming to help, right?
Not yet,
Not
not yet, we're doing the majority ourselves.
Well, you're just waiting, I think Ali said, on the lighting for the bedrooms?
Yeah, it's small.
It's lighting, there's
But they
also a
have to do it.
thermostat that needs to go in the host tower. So right now, if they shut the door, that whole host tower is gonna freeze because there's no thermostat to control the furnace.
Yeah, I'm with Nick and Sue. I mean, we gotta move those guys out of that basement.
We are.
That's like a
We're,
Woody Woodchuck clubhouse down there.
I'm hoping to tell you next Wednesday I'm fully moved,
Okay,
but
great.
that's optimistic.
So I'll swing it by. I want to see where it is.
With that being said, one more thing real quick. There is a whole table or two tables, and I might go to Bill, of hand sanitizer, wipes, soaps that I don't want to store. With the food cover, take all that stuff and give it away.
Probably.
Or we can put it out to the residents to come get. I kept a ton. I got so much given to me from Walmart and everything else.
That was that
I just don't want to
drop
store
we
it.
got.
So, but I don't want to throw it away.
I mean, we get it on occasion from
Yeah, tried. They got just as much from Walmart.
Oh, so you can pass it out that way.
Yeah, we give it out.
Could you get with me, Bill, and stop in one day and I'll show you?
What about dropping some off at the library?
Yeah, anybody that wants it.
I
I
mean,
don't know if I do a small video and say, come get it. But it
But
was
we don't want
given.
everybody on
Yeah, you don't
the site over there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
To a lot of people for the hand
On your
sanitizer.
construction site.
Maybe Sue could take some to the Young at Hearts.
I got a whole table.
John, stuff like that, can we just hand out as there's nothing we need to do?
It was donated to
It's
us.
not taxpayer money.
I can almost that.
Some for you anyway.
Take as much as you want. I don't want to store it.
That'd be good, Sue.
We could take some at the admin building, and if people want to come and get some for whatever purposes, they could come to our.
Our side, I
Yeah,
just didn't want them all
Right.
tripping over to the fire department.
That's it. That's all I got.
split it up.
And then, last thing, you're gonna have an open house there's at some point.
Yes, but I would ask the trustees to please give me a couple months.
Oh,
To it's gonna look bad for a while as we just have stuff.
I don't know if I agree though, letting them come in before we go to the other side, because we still have an active construction site now. Somebody falls in a hole that we got out there.
Can we fence? I know.
So,
Craig's
no,
not-
I already got an answer to this, so we've already discussed as of yesterday that there's a fence that divides the parking lot. So we could be open. As long as they
Is there a fence up now? or-
No, but they would change that fencing that would divide the car wash still and then divide basically the parking lot. So we.
Because
will
you're not
take-
going out the other side.
No, we'll take all our cars and put them on this side and then the other side. will-
Okay, as long as we do that, I just don't want anybody walking.
But that's if they agree to do that. If they don't, no, probably not yet.
Okay, good.
Right, thanks.
You guys got a handle on it, so,
Trying,
okay.
always got.
Admin.
So just to follow up, we'll be having a meeting after our construction meeting on Thursday, just to start to talk about Phase B for Town Hall. New business, Ohio Township Association Conference is February 7th through the 9th. So myself, Joe, Sue, and Dave will be in attendance. That's all I have.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Zoning and economic.
Thanks. You can see our permit fees were $111,426.25 for last year. This year, I think we're gonna probably double that number, looking at the projects that we got coming in. I did do our,
So fire raised 14,751.
yeah, in their permits.
That's great.
The old, under old business, see the 2023 Economic Development and Year-End Report. I emailed everybody. If you guys need a hard copy, we could make them. I just didn't want to. That's fine.
Yeah, thanks for sending that.
Yeah, I think it's easier to read, but I did have an extra copy if somebody needs it. And then it lists all our totals, our goals completed for 2023, the goals for 2024. gives you a breakdown of the money and the permits. All the zoning commission accomplishments of 2023, we summarized them per month because there was a lot that the zoning commission did this last year. So as you go through, if you have any questions, but most of the items that we're going through zoning commission are coming to you guys as well. With that, I'll need board approval to set a public hearing for the following map amendment changes requested by residents. Over on Sunnybrook, this proposal is to change zoning map from highway commercial to residential, medium, high density for 4 parcels along Sunnybrook Road. The amendment consists of approximately 4.69 acres. The parcels are 04038, 00000008-000, 04-038, 0000009, 000. Other one is 04038, 0000010, and the last one is 04-038-0000011-000. So this is, went through regional planning already, went to the zoning commission. It's coming to you guys for a public hearing. I don't know if you have like 15 minutes prior to the next meeting. That would work for a public hearing.
Okay, so this is just, so it's been approved by regional and.
Regional and zoning commission. The next step is you guys public hearing and then put it on the agenda for.
So it's been originated by
residents.
residents?
Where is that? Like,
So if you turn off, if you're coming off 18 and you're turning, you know where David Seuss lives? Over on the left, and he had some problems with some vehicles, commercial vehicles. Those 4 homes right there.
So right across from Sunnybrook, where they're doing the soccer fields.
So if you pull down Sunnybrook,
Yeah.
right off 18, the first 4 houses on the
Yeah,
right.
okay, yeah, because it's where they, okay.
Because right now they're highway usage,
They're highway commercial.
that doesn't work.
No, not for them. They don't want that.
Is it all highway commercial around them then, or how?
No, it all went to R3. There's highway commercial on the front on Route 18, and those houses will remain highway commercial. And
But you were just basically, it's opening up a neighborhood.
this is a small map on it, but as you can see, if you could, smaller map.
Okay, so it's light industrial through there?
Yeah, and that map didn't change. It's no longer light industrial. It's actually R3.
Okay, so that light industrial is R3 now.
Everything's R3, and then we're getting a new map next month.
Okay.
Okay, so that's just it's gonna keep it a neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just calling the residential structures what they are.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion that we
We need to accept that first one and then make.
Set the public hearing.
Set a public hearing.
Oh, okay. So we don't have to make a motion. We're just
Well, we need a motion
We're
to
just
set a
setting a
public-
public hearing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make a motion that we set a public hearing for the parcels listed below. For
What?
residential, medium, from highway commercial to residential, medium, high density, 4.69 acres.
When do you want that meeting? What's that meeting?
2/7 is the next trustee meeting.
Okay, we can second this and then.
I'll second for discussion for the 2/7.
Okay.
Mike, you said you're going to Florida. Are you back for that meeting?
No.
I need to check my work calendar. I don't know if it's that week or the following week, but I'm in a certification program all week. So I'm out of town.
Well, and when are you guys at the conference?
Yeah,
Sue will be out now because there's not anybody here.
Yeah, because they leave for the conference.
She's gonna be going too.
I'll be like in town, but I'm in a conference.
Well, but she'll be gone in Columbus and he's gone, so
So
that's
that's
2
two.
or 3 anyway. And Holly will be gone and Joe and Dave.
Well, let's finish this one and then we'll go to the other one.
So we don't want to do it on the 7th though.
So yeah, we need to amend your motion to do it a different day. What's our time frame?
What's the following
So we have 30 days from the last zoning commission meeting. Let me just.
By yourself.
So we've got till the 11th.
So that's the end of that week. So do we want to
No one's
do,
gonna- We need to do it before that.
so we can do it, yeah, we'd have to do it before.
You could always set the public hearing and then vote on it at the next meeting. You just gotta set the public hearing within 30
Do they
days.
need to be here at the public hearing now?
Not everybody. You just have, you need a quorum. You need at
Yeah,
least
so we
two.
need at least two of us, and Mike's in Florida, Sue's in Columbus.
So the whole week of the 7th is out.
Right.
So.
How long do we have to advertise public hearing?
I need 10 days. Or actually, Kirsten needs 10 days to
Can we
post
do
it.
it a different day that week?
No, and she's gone all week.
Well, no, she doesn't leave till the
Seventh is a
7th.
Wednesday.
It's only the second half of the week.
So could we meet Monday or Tuesday?
I'm gone Tuesday through Friday, so I could do Monday. We do Monday in the morning.
All right, Monday the 5th is fine, I think. Hold on.
We could do 7:30.
I can do Monday the 5th.
Yeah, that works.
Can we do a 7:30?
Monday the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, let's, make that 8
Yeah,
o'clock, make it 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock on the 5th.
Yeah.
so Monday the 5th at 8 a.m. Is that what we decided?
Yes.
Then you could vote on it at the next meeting that day.
Okay. Just, we don't need to be within the 30 days for the vote, just for the public hearing.
Just the public hearing has to
We
be
do,
set
but
within the
we
30
have-
days, and then I think you have 30
The next
days.
meeting after that, whatever the public hearing should be. Right. We would normally just do it 15 minutes later. Right, that's what- but, okay. So we have a motion on the floor, Mike, then Nick second, and move to schedule the public hearing on 2/5/24 at 8 a.m. for all that Mike just listed there. All those in favor, Mike? Yes. Nick? Yep. Sue?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, and then the last thing I have is we do have board training tonight for zoning commission and the Board of Zoning Appeals, 6 o'clock for zoning commission. Mark Adetti's coming in and going over everything with the zoning commission and any questions that they would have and the legalities that they'll have for this year, as well as the Board of Zoning Appeals right afterwards at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And then they're bringing any questions they have with them. So if anybody would like to attend, any of the trustees or anybody else want to attend, we're starting at 6 o'clock zoning commission, 7 o'clock BZA tonight. So,
Okay. Sounds good, Mike. Thank you.
sure.
Okay, road department.
Mike, before we do road, do we want to do a motion to amend the agenda to talk about the meeting on the 7th?
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah, let's get it done.
Just so we don't forget.
You gonna make that motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to include cancellation of a meeting for January or February 7th.
Second.
All those in favor, Mike? Yes. Sue?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
And I'd like to make a motion to cancel the February 7th, 2024.
Everybody's gonna.
I'm here in the evening, so I can come sign
Sign
checks.
checks.
I just-
So if you could sign, if the two of you could sign checks on Tuesday.
Yes.
Then we'll be good. All right.
It's only Wednesday.
Okay, so we'll do that on Tuesday, so we'll be good with all that. All those in favor, Mike? Yes. Sue?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed. Okay, we're good?
Yep.
Okay, Dave, road department?
All right, I just want to let the board know we worked on a bunch of different kinds of storms in the last 2 weeks. Between wind, rain, snow, sleet, ice, you name it, we had fun with it. So just to let you know, we do have some trees still down from the windstorms that we haven't got to. I'm waiting until it's safe for my guys to be out on the edges of the road to clean them off. They're safe for the public. We got them off the road far enough, but we'll get them cleaned up here shortly. We just got another 300 ton of salt in. We went through a lot of salt through these messes. So, but we're still in good shape for salt totals for the year. So we're good there. I want to thank Roy for putting out the next alert. It did help. People did get off the road. So we still had a few places. We had a few, your typical ones that are always there, seems like, but.
One car never moved off sanctuary, it's still.
No, but that's what I mean, there's, at least we could get through safely. This way we didn't have the issues with cars everywhere. So the next alerts worked out real well on all that. Just to let the board know, we had to order some more cutting edges, some parts and pieces for the plows. We burned up a lot of edges cleaning off the roadways. We did some odds and ends between the storms, like moving a few pieces for, just odds and end work. Right now, we're working on all the trucks. We're going through them all. We're checking out hydraulic hoses, greasing, check, the whole 9 yards to be ready for the next mess, which might be Sunday. So, and then I need the board's approval to accept the 2023 Township Highway System mileage certification. Our mileage went up from, of course, I didn't put the paper in front of me.
It went from
44.751 miles up to 46.433 miles.
and that was with Cranberry Creek.
Well, that's with Cranberry Creek, a piece on Country View, Honeychuck. There's some little odds and ends pieces we had here and there. Also that we had dedicated through the whole summer, so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and make that motion to accept the Department of Transportation mileage.
Second,
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes,
Sue,
yes.
Nick,
Yes.
we all have to sign that.
motion passed.
Just to let you know also on that, already talking with the county, we will be pretty soon getting a few more little pieces dedicated here and there. So we'll be pushing almost that 47-mile mark by the end of this year. So.
Dave, I really appreciate your road department. You're putting the state of Ohio and Orange County to shame.
Yeah,
Your roads are clear. And,
Yes.
yeah, 18 was a mess as usual.
I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I mean, we don't do 24/7, just let the public know. I
Hey,
mean,
your roads look good.
we try our best. So.
I just hope people realize that 18 is not your road.
No, people don't realize all that.
18.
They don't realize 43 ain't mine. They don't realize, it just, like I said, we try to do our best for our residents.
You did a great job.
So. But on the flip side, though, that's where you get into that, where you burn a lot of that salt, trying to make sure it is safe for everybody.
Yeah, you did a great job, man. Good job. Tom, thank you.
All righty, and that concludes my report.
Okay, Park and Recreation.
Alrighty, you should have in front of you the 2023 Parks Year-End Report. If anybody else wants to do it, it is on Teams and it will be posted on the Parks website. So it's a little long, but the highlights include, I did some park summaries. We have over 150 park acres now, including 4 open parks and 2 future park sites. Our facilities had 492 rentals last year. That includes internal and nonprofit rentals, and generated $14,720 in revenue. We made 7,496 approximately engagements with the public through in-person events and virtual events such as our online contests. And we completed 3 major projects last year, including adding lights and electrical outlets to the pavilions at Lions Park, the barn demolition scrap cleanup at Messner Acres, and the installation of 3/4 of a mile of natural surface trails at Cranberry Creek Park. Thanks, Dave. And then also we welcomed our first intern, Irene, and we said goodbye to Erin and welcomed Hannah as the new parks assistant. So,
That's great.
yep, and so we'll put that on the website for everyone to see. The next item is a follow-up item from last meeting on the Buck Naked Band for Brimfest. Just a refresher, they wanted to play on Friday. They wanted to do a 3-hour performance for a total of $2,000. I wanted to bring that to the board because it's a higher price than we usually pay. Nick wanted me to check up on the dates for Fields Homecoming, and unfortunately, it is the same weekend as Brimfest. So the game would be that night, and then the dance would be the day after.
Would it be to move them to Saturday?
They cannot do Saturday.
So my concern with that was that the price tag for it, and then it not being our headliner night when we have fireworks, when we attract more people, and spending that much. I mean, I know it's going to bring people in from other communities, but Brimfest is about Brimfield, and if we have the homecoming, we're going to lose.
Yeah, that's going to be a slow night.
Yeah, we're just going to lose so much community. And I know Buck Naked is going to have a following, but really the money should be, in my mind, was for the residents and bring something to
Yeah. I don't know, I did some checking, I think I told Cassie, I found out and stuff. I don't know. I just, years ago, I was highly involved in all this stuff, look through bands and all that stuff. But now I don't, so I did call some people, somebody I knew, and he gave me the insight. He's a professional musician. He's on the road all the time. He gave me some insight into it, which I think it's all pretty much the same, as the numbers have just changed. Because now the big thing, I told you, Cass, the big thing is all these tribute bands. And they're bringing $7,000 to $8,000 for a gig.
Right.
So I just don't know. I mean, I thought it might be a good shot, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know with it being a homecoming. I just know for years how it's been.
What are we paying the other bands right now?
We generally pay anywhere between $400 and $800, depending on the
Paying
size of the
almost
band.
double the cost.
Yeah.
That was just my concern, because it's great that we bring people in. We want to bring people to Brimfield, but I really like seeing us give them money to support the residents. If we're not going to have the numbers, it's going to be a slow night.
Right. Boy, I don't know. John, what do you think?
How many of the kids are gonna come to?
But it's the families that don't come too, right? Like, because even people like to go watch the football at the homecoming game. It's the big game to go
Well, that would
watch.
be Friday night, but.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's when this concert is.
Saturday. They couldn't do Saturday. Yeah, they'll be at the football game.
Yeah,
I was
Saturday
saying-
is the dance. Everybody comes up after they get their kids off, right? That's
Yeah, so
fine.
that wouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't care if the
But it's
kids.
Saturday or Friday's the game. Sunday got the game. It's 9:30.
Fridays.
Have you seen the contract? About making them?
We haven't gotten that far yet.
But what, God forbid, I mean, we know how it is in September. What if it rains? Do we
Yeah.
still owe them $3,000?
No,
Are you sure?
we usually issue them a contract.
Okay. But some of those higher dollar bands, I think you have to, there is something where they're gonna charge you. I would look into that.
Sure. Yep, we happen to,
I mean, I used to play with Pat Daly a lot, and for his contracts. It's very tight, in the performers, ball field. So just be careful, I don't know.
I do feel pretty confident that I could get that at least partially, if not fully sponsored by local businesses. We've had a lot of interest in band sponsorships.
And I mean, we're gonna play, but I'm paying for it.
Mhm.
Mike's place is gonna pay for it, so I'd love to see more businesses get involved.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this whole thing's about.
Well, I'm looking at it, I want something like this, to me, this is too much money to pay for it if people are showing up. But somehow I feel that we need to come up with some idea that would make the Brimfest a big wow. And instead of just a real slow moving grinding thing. I don't know what that would be, that's not my expertise. But I think we need to.
Well, you're having a meeting, I saw.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you had some very interesting suggestions to sort of improve it a little bit. So,
Something that will not only just be the kids, but the adults would be more.
When is the meeting to talk about Brimfest?
Today at 10.
At 10?
yeah, I mean, we've never really had to approve or not approve a band. Usually it's, it's.
Yeah, Cassie said she was just bringing it because of the cost point.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
John
so
wanted
have
me to
you
bring it
talked
to you.
over with-
Yeah, I just don't.
$3,000. It's a lot. Two grand, yeah.
Two or three?
Two.
Still two.
Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
play for 1,500.
well, they said that, and the guy that I talked to said,
I'll do it for $14.50.
he said generally $1,800 is a good thing.
Well, have we gotten any prices from any of the other ones that we brought up? I mean, do we know what their prices are gonna be for?
Most of the bands that are playing again, they generally keep the same prices that they've had.
Are we getting rid of any of those, or
Yeah, well,
there's one maybe that's not?
I'm still reaching out and seeing availability, but
Okay.
I think although, we're going to lose some of the Brimfield residents because of homecoming, I do think it's an opportunity that will pull in other residents from other communities because they do have a following. So, while it's unfortunate that it's going to fall on the same date, I do think that it could draw more people because we know we're going to lose some of our local residents because of homecoming.
Yeah.
So, it could be the trade-off that we need to draw the people in, to Brimfield, even though it's not necessarily benefiting all of our residents because they're, at a different event.
Are we gonna try to, because it's gonna bring more people, my other question, I think this is feedback asked from several residents. Are we gonna try to corral more of the drinking this year and not allow it across the entire field?
That's on our agenda for today.
Okay, because there was a lot of heartburn about that, listen, I'll go have a beer too, but when you look over at the kids show, and we got people with 2 beers in their hands standing behind the kids show, it caused some heartburn with families.
They're bigger, just expand the area bigger, so.
But not being the whole problem, you know what I mean? It was a bad look for some families and some.
I mean, personally, as one trustee, I think you guys ought to make the decisions on the band yourself. I mean, we're gonna start doing precedents here. We just pick the bands, I don't think that's right.
Right.
So
I think it was good that she brought it forward. I mean, those are my concerns with it.
I think between you, John, and Holly, you guys come up with a decision. I mean, you can get that AC/DC tribute band, it only costs you $9,000.
We got it. No problem.
And they bring a lot of people. You need crowd control.
Hey, we gotta get those heads in beds, right?
I think we just, if we have that, if we have the budget, they just have to work within the budget we set.
I know, I am pretty sure, unless I'm losing my mind, we did book Buck Naked before. And if you would call Nancy Raj, she can tell you about it.
Okay.
Does anyone remember that? You remember that, Craig?
Yeah, we did.
And I don't think it was what we thought it was gonna be.
No, I don't think it was much more than what we had for some of the other ones.
I mean, I think they're a good band. I think they're a great bar band, especially, get looped and enjoy.
Who's the main band we had on Saturday night?
That's
Just
Impulse.
It was very similar to the crowd of that.
Right. And Impulse, I think they're,
That was yours.
definitely having it. Seems like a lot of bands are having personal issues.
I think what we could do is they do have a lot of local shows, so I'm sure we can stop and just get a feel and go listen, check out the crowd they draw, and then take it to the Brimfest committee and.
Right. I think you guys ought to make that decision.
Yeah, my only concern is that they're booking up pretty quickly, so I'd like they contacted me a couple weeks
Well, that
ago.
is what every band should tell you.
Yeah,
Well, and the thing that brings my concern, if they are a bar band, great, we're gonna attract people, but we gotta make sure we find some way to contain.
sure.
the gear.
Right.
That's amazing.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, I'm glad you're getting the meeting started.
Yep.
So, and Craig, I do, at some point, I'd like to sit down and talk to you about food.
Yeah.
I'm willing to help. So, I mean, Craig and I had a little snafu for a while, and probably because I'm a little bit arrogant and don't know when to shut up. But I do think I know the food business, and I can definitely help, because I want to see you maximize what you make, and I hate you running out because you're such a big draw.
Yeah.
Especially when I want to go get an Italian sausage and you're out.
I think it's a hard balance though too, right? Because we don't wanna have hundreds.
Well, see, that's what
200 sausages.
that's what I'm thinking. If he orders the extra, and as long as they're refrigerated and stuff, I can buy them from Mike's place, and I'll use them because you use Dumas.
We do.
And Dumas is an amazing sausage.
The only issue with that is that they donate it, so then I can't sell it in a bag, so that was the issue. They gave us what they gave
Or I
us.
can buy them at the restaurant, and if
Right,
you find out
you can find a different.
if you find out that you're gonna be out, you call me.
Right.
I mean, you might as well, that's the only thing that got me mad, because, I know a little bit about the restaurant business, and I can definitely help you out.
Well, we have more room in refrigerators now.
Well, I
Next year to.
got a cooler, you can
Yeah.
store bodies,
Store.
so, yeah,
No problem.
okay, we'll work together on this. Okay.
Great, and then just a few updates on programs coming up. Tomorrow night, we have a full moon hike at Cranberry Creek Park at 6:00. On February 8th, we have our second scrapbooking program with Janet Fox here at the Community Center from 1 to 3, and the cost for that is $10. And then,
You said that's pretty well attended, right?
yeah, I think we had 4 last time.
You said you're thinking about continuing,
Yes,
so that would just pay some of the or she just comes in and makes money?
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, we were gonna do our first couple programs and see how they go. And then, if we want to continue the program, we'll work out a contract with Janet, so. And then on Saturday, the 10th, we have two programs. Our cookies and cards program that we did last year here, from 2 to 4, where we make, people can make cards to take home, or we take some to the nursing homes to donate. And then on the 10th, also in the evening, we have our Valentine's Night Out drop-off program from 5:30 to 9. And that's similar to our other drop-off programs.
Our wife on that day.
Sure. So it's $20 for the first child and $10 for each additional. And then last item, Hannah and I will be attending the Ohio Parks and Recreation Association Conference and Trade Show on the 4th through the 6th of February.
Where is that going to be held?
That is at the Kalahari
Oh, good.
in Sandusky, yes.
That's the biggest one, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm glad you're going.
Hannah's ready to ride water slides with me.
It's good, I'm glad you're going. That continuing education is important.
Yep.
And just the networking you're gonna do there.
Yeah, we're actually on Sunday attending the Small Agency Forum, which was an optional conference specifically for small parks agencies, so.
That's great.
Mhm.
I've been after her like crazy to do one of these programs. I'm glad you finally got it.
Yeah, it's been difficult to find the time, but now that we have everything kind of worked out well with Hannah and everything, we're excited to go.
Good.
Can I make just one suggestion, just a thought? I know we advertise everything on the Brimfield Parks and Rec Facebook page.
Mhm.
Could we maybe do like just a weekly post on the township one to maybe try to get some more traction so people see that it's happening, that these events are happening?
We were doing that for a while, and I think we just fell off, but we can bring that back.
Yeah, because we just have a larger following group there. I just want to make sure we're getting that information out to everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, you're advertising.
Just like a snapshot, you know what I mean? Just like this week, here's everything that's happened this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, your advertising is, very good. I mean, nice graphics, everything.
Yeah, I think we just got to get it in front of more people.
Sure.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, it's Joe's turn.
Okay, I have a quick update that I got late last night that will help for more for Craig. Silco is going to be in this afternoon to start working on the door security. With them understanding that the first door I want working is the door to your fireman's pole. So because that has it's just a latch, I'm hoping that's something that they can get back to rather quickly. But we will have that system started today. Thank you. We'll go from there. The next thing I have is for board approval. I'm looking to replace Titan HQ with Barracuda for our email archiving and email filtering or spam filtering. Barracuda's, in my opinion, offers a little bit better solution. I know I've gotten feedback over the course of the year with some issues with the Titan HQ filtering where it's allowing spam in and blocking stuff that shouldn't. And I picked them because I felt they were a decent solution at a much cheaper cost, but I don't feel their services are really fitting our needs.
It seems to have gotten worse in the last week or two. I've been
it's
getting
just-
a lot of spams.
They've been trying to work with me for the last 6 months on resolving my issues. Your filter just isn't working. Well, if I turn up the rules, I start getting legitimate emails blocked. I can't find a sweet spot with their engine. Whereas Barracuda, I've had years of experience with. They use more of a AI engine versus just looking for keywords. They seem to use a more advanced process to filter versus just looking at keywords and giving them scores, which is what Titan HQ does. In addition, Barracuda is offering some additional features that Titan HQ isn't currently offering us. Looking at spoofed emails, phishing emails. So they're going to start looking at the email and saying, hey, is this actually legitimately from the person that says it is? If it's an email, let's just say from one of the trustees to someone, is it actually from that person or is it just pretending to be that person and blocking it? So it's going to help protect an employee from possibly acting on something that isn't from the person that they identify as. It is an increase. So we are currently paying $6,480 to Titan HQ, and it would go up there. As I said, we're going through a better product. So it'd be $8,294 per year. So it is an increase, but I do feel it is a better product.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion that we switch to Barracuda for a cost of $8,294 per year. Just need a second for discussion.
I'll second that. I think if that's your recommendation, then I'm behind that.
Yeah.
Anything that's gonna, I think our biggest threats right now are cyber
Right.
threats, and anything we can do to tighten that up.
Yeah,
and make it
and
better.
to be fair, Barracuda really tightened their belt and to get down to this price. I mean, when they gave me a quote last year, it unfortunately was more than twice Titan HQ. So it was an easy decision because Barracuda just was so much higher. But they really wanted to earn my business, and that's what I've been using in my prior job, and so I've got years of experience using their product and know it. That's why I started with it last year, but unfortunately, it just didn't make financial sense to recommend a product that. So they came back and said, "Hey, what number do we need to get to?" And they, surprised me by cutting their quote almost in half from last year. So they really want to earn our business. So.
Just to add to that, in the last 3 days, I had a spam, the Portage County Development Board was spammed. Yet it let through the Netflix extend your account for free, and it also let the Hulu sign up for free membership has expired. Those are all spams that let all those through, but it spammed the Portage County Development.
Yeah, so I'm
it's-
hoping we can
what we're
put a
doing
stop
now
to
is
that.
not working at all.
Yeah, anything we can do to improve cybersecurity, I'm behind. That's our biggest threat.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. We just need that.
All those in favor? Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Okay, we got nothing sanitary, nothing fiscal.
Have an executive session.
Is that you get the paperwork?
Yep. So. you just need to read that for a second.
Okay, this date, 1/24/24, trustee Mike Jasinski moved to convene an executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code section 121-22D for the purpose of considering the following matters. Appointment or compensation of a public employee or official.
Those are the two. Okay, then you need a second.
I just need a second.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Who do we want in it?
Just the board.
Okay.
9:43, we're in executive session.
You are live.
All right.
Okay, well, we're back in session. We just, we're looking for a way to just make things more functional, so we've come up with a solution.
So based on our discussion in executive session, I'd like to make the motion to change Hollywood's job description to now be administrative business manager. And will be the administrative business manager over economic development, parks and rec, IT, and fiscal assistant with a pay increase of $3,000 per year.
And so I'll second that. Will you second that? Okay, I'm gonna second that. And that's just pretty much what she's doing already.
Yeah, it's just, she's now gonna be given the authority. The employees in those departments will still report to their department heads. So Jendi still reports to Mike Ladd, Hannah still reports to Cassie, but Holly will be the administrative business manager with the authority to oversee projects.
Yeah, but I think everyone gets along with Holly most of the time. So, and I mean, it's just like nothing new. Basically just.
We talked about this when we originally created the business manager position, that we may want to reevaluate in time and add that administrative piece to it. And I believe that we're at that point for the township.
Yeah, we're just going too much.
Okay, then
I second it.
all those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue, Nick,
Yes.
motion passed.
Based on this change, though, I'd also like to make a second motion to appoint Sue Fields as the liaison to the administrative business manager.
Well, to the administrative offices.
Yeah, the administrative offices and specifically to the business manager for that hierarchy. And then we have a second for discussion on that.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, but like I said, with the liaisons, I mean, we talk to whoever we want.
We have,
I mean,
can we get a second, Mike? First?
Yeah, I'll
Mike
second
already
that.
did.
I'll second that. And, you know, I mean, that, Cassie, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop bothering you. So nothing's changing.
It just means that it's really just it's a paperwork piece. So if Hannah had a problem, she's gonna go to Cassie. Cassie, she doesn't like the response from you, then she's gonna go to Holly. She wouldn't go right to Mike like she did before. And then it would go to the liaison for correction. Yeah. So it just had
So
administrative.
the big question is Holly interested? Is she high?
She's running out the door right now.
I know, we just keep dumping stuff on you. I hated dumping that on the meeting at you, but
Oh, no, no,
Just-
we're all set. It's pretty much how we're functioning anyway.
It just cleans it up on paperwork and puts the authority there.
yeah, I think it's good. Okay.
Okay, so we passed that motion. We just need a motion to adjourn.
No, we need to vote on that one.
Oh, did we do that? All right.
No, this is for the liaison piece.
All those in favor? Yes, Sue, are you good? All those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue, Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed. Sue is now the administrative office and administrative business manager liaison.
And then I will make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
We are adjourned at 10:19.
Yes. Hey, we're gonna